The tower defense game Elemental War 2 is now available for Google's cloud gaming platform Stadia, along with the game bringing some exclusive features to Stadia players. So let's talk about it.
Are you listening?
Happy Monday, folks. Before we left for the weekend, Elemental War 2 launched for Google Stadia. And if you haven't seen this game yet, Elemental War 2 is essentially a tower defense game in which players must defeat waves of enemies, preventing them from reaching the portal, while also defeating elementals, which allow you to upgrade your towers and defenses. And as we mentioned in the intro of this video, Stadia owners of this game will have an exclusive feature in the form of crowd choice. And crowd choice, of course, is the Stadia platform's exclusive feature which allows viewers of YouTube live streams to impact the gameplay that they are watching. Throughout your live stream, your audience will receive prompts, and whichever choice gets the highest amount of votes will be implemented into your gameplay. And it's one thing to stand in front of this camera and just talk about this feature, but I wanted to check it out firsthand. So I reached out to Google Stadia and asked for a review copy, and they were kind enough to send it. So over the weekend, we jumped on YouTube for a live stream and tested out Elemental War 2's crowd choice features. Now, simply put, viewers are able to impact the element, monsters, or ability of the next wave that the live streamer will face. A vote will pop up in the chat asking which monster should appear in the next wave. And if Trolls receives the highest amount of votes, well, Trolls will attack in the next wave. Now, I have to say, I really liked this level of interaction with the audience. It does seem like it adds a level of difficulty to the game because the audience is able to see what you're planting and what you're placing and which towers you're choosing, and they can kind of know where your weakness is, so they can kind of say, hey, this guy is not prepared against fire, so we're just gonna send fire enemies at him. However, there was one fair criticism from the viewers of the stream that the prompts were happening way too often, which makes sense because if you can impact each wave, you could be seeing a prompt every 30 to 60 seconds. Just from my experience, it might be nice if the audience could impact every 3 to 4 waves instead of each one. Maybe that would kind of cut down the amount of prompts in the chat. But needless to say, it's a really cool feature, and if you're a live streamer, I think crowd choice enhances the experience of Elemental War 2. And as far as the game goes, if you're a fan of tower defense games, it's definitely worth checking out. Prior to playing this, the only other tower defense game that I really played was like Orcs Must Die 3. And I have to say, it feels like Elemental War 2 has so much more depth than that game. There was definitely a learning curve for me, but once I started to understand everything in the game, it really started to click and I was having a lot of fun. But enough from me. What do you all think about crowd choice arriving on Elemental War 2? Did you join us in our live stream? Have you checked out the game? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more content just like it, which who wouldn't, hit the subscribe button right there. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Maybe even consider becoming a Nerf Report best friend, just like the people listed down below did. In fact, don't you want to see your name there? I know I do.